Okay, so you should all be in your cuadernos de gramática, in your grammar exercise books. You should have written today's date and the title frequency timeline. So you can either draw the chevrons that I've drawn, or you can just do a line across your page. So we'll be increasing in frequency with expressions going from left to right on the screen. So when you do something very infrequently, we could say we never do something. In español, se dice nunca. So we never do something is nunca. Then if you almost never do something, we say casi nunca, almost never or hardly ever. Then moving up the frequency timeline, we say de vez en cuando, so from time to time. A little more frequent than nunca. And moving on further, a veces, sometimes, is more frequent than de vez en cuando, but less frequent than a menudo, which means often. So moving further still along the frequency timeline, we end up at siempre, when you always do something, or using a qualifier like we did for nunca, casi siempre, almost always do something. So now you have a set of expressions for frequencies. There are obviously lots that slot into the middle of those. So giving you some examples here. Todos los días, so every day you do something, which would fit in somewhere between a menudo and siempre, so often and always. Todos los días. You can also change this expression and to say todas las semanas, but remember everything has to agree. Todas las semanas for every week, or todos los años, every year. So moving down the frequency timeline this time, dos veces a la semana, so twice a week. And this would slot in somewhere between a veces and a menudo, randomly. You could also say tres veces a la semana or una vez a la semana. So you can change the number of times. If you make it singular, una vez, remember to make veces singular as well. And you can also change per week to per day or per year or per month. So again, moving down the timeline, una vez al mes, so once a month. And that would sit somewhere in de vez en cuando, from time to time. So you have three very versatile expressions there that you can use in lots of different circumstances. So just to remind you of the English, so you can note this down in your grammar books, nunca and casi nunca are never and almost never, so hardly ever you could use there as well. De vez en cuando is from time to time. A veces is sometimes. A menudo is often. Casi siempre is almost always. Todos los días is every day. Todas las semanas is every week. If you had added that in as well. Dos veces a la semana is twice a week. And una vez al mes is once per month. I hope you got all of that down in your grammar books. But if not, you can replay this little timeline again. Thank you. Bye-bye.